What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is Biscoon, and today we're looking at another legal mindset video today about how Roblox is in massive legal trouble. For those that don't know, Roblox is basically Minecraft, but different. That's all you really need to know. And from what I understand, and I've watched like one video about it just to get a gist, long story short, it's overrun with child lovers. I'm not gonna say the other word because I just don't feel like it. But yeah, there's a child lover problem on Roblox, and it's finally starting to come full circle. Now, as someone who has siblings that played on Roblox all the time, thankfully, they've never been victim to any of that stuff. Although, one of my siblings did get their account stolen by a 34-year-old whoever, and we were able to get it back, which... petty theft is better than whatever the hell is going on there. Let's be real, but... that's all I really know, and I know that Moist Critical made some videos about it, which I listened to, and... yeah, when Charlie gets upset, you know it's pretty bad. But make sure you guys go check out Legal Mindset's original video and check out any other videos about the topic. For now, I just want to see the legal aspects of the whole thing, and so that I'm at least in the loop so I can get more context and more information. I already have the basic outline and overview, and right now we're going to get into the weeds of it. So let's go ahead and get started.
Roblox is facing massive liability and huge legal trouble in a swarm of litigation, particularly as Louisiana hits it with what may be a killer lawsuit and may be copied by states and even countries around the world. We're gonna get into that today on the
right. From what I've learned from those videos that I've watched is that now there's a class action lawsuit in the works against Roblox for all of the stuff that they've been pretty much hiding behind the scene. You have basically these hunter type people that have been going around trying to expose all of the people trying to get with the kids, and Roblox is punishing the hunters because they didn't do it through the proper channels, which when you really stop to think about it doesn't mean anything at all. They don't care about the kids. All they care about is making a quick buck, which it's a massive corporation. It's a multi-billion-dollar company, so of course they're not gonna want anyone to tarnish their reputation or do anything that might lose them money. But the thing is, even through the proper channels, they don't really know what they're doing.
Legal Mindset, we teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, an American attorney, and of course, it's a Fast Facts video, the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. If you like the Fast Facts, make sure to like and comment on the video below. Now, today's topic is Louisiana versus Roblox, and we're going to focus on that and give you a little background here. We've got, of course, the intro PowerPoint, and now, I try to be entertaining whenever I can, but today's topic is a somber topic. It is a serious topic,
right.
So please be respectful in the comments, and if you're watching this as a premiere,
I'll try. Although I looked through like the little timeline on the bottom, and then I saw something that was like, you'll see what I mean.
With a live chat, make sure you're respectful in the chat as well, because once again, this is a very serious topic. This is something that very many people are sensitive to and have bad experiences with. We're going to be talking about, child predation, which is a very, very sensitive topic. So please approach that with some sensitivity and some care for other human beings here.
Thankfully, I've never had to deal with anything like this.
And today, of course, I'm going to be a little bit more serious on this one. So Roblox is a popular game amongst children and teens, and it has been promoted as, even by the company, the #1 game for children and teens. And
no shit, my siblings play this all the time, playing some of the stupidest games that you can possibly imagine, such as the Who Killed Neville obby, Neville from iCarly, and all sorts of different things like that.
Mainstream media, as you see here, has backed this up for the last couple of years, even going back to the COVID era. It's been something that has been widely promoted for children. Now, there's been a problem. And one of the problems is that certain people within the game have been going after minors, have been targeting minors specifically. And that's...
this kind of thing has been happening for years now. Usually the stereotype is that it's a Minecraft YouTuber that does all this, but given that Roblox is just alternative Minecraft, it's not surprising in the slightest.
The problem. So, seeing that problem, some YouTubers and some people out there, content creators, other people, individuals, right, vigilante groups, have gone out and dedicated themselves to finding these individuals and turning them over to law enforcement. One of those channels, this is just an example of one person, is Schlepp.
Oh yeah, this was one of the channels that was mentioned in the Penguin Zero video, I think.
And Schlepp went out there and went after people and got a lot of people in trouble. You can see here a number of people, predator, caught, predator. I mean, this guy was pretty dedicated to coming after people. But as you see here, Roblox is threatening to sue me for protecting kids. Not only did they ban this guy.
Yeah, they IP banned him. His IP address was banned, meaning he can never create a new account unless you end up getting a new address
From the game, but they threatened to sue him for actually going out and turning over predators to law enforcement.
And apparently this is supposed to help protect their image, and it's inadvertently just making them look bad.
Absolutely insane stuff. Now, we'll get into the response. This response was really crazy. So when people pushed back and said, well, why are you doing this? Why are you banning these vigilante groups? Why are you banning people like Schlepp?
Because they're not going through the proper channels, even though the proper channels are very ineffective.
Well, it turns out what they were concerned about is the privacy of the predators, saying due to privacy consideration.
We want our privacy. We want our privacy. It's all written in my new book. Wah.
We can't talk about this. Well, why are we so concerned with people that have been confirmed arrested by law enforcement, many of which have been already adjudicated, have been locked up?
Oh, another thing is that even though these people get arrested, their accounts are still there.
Now, I understand the principle of innocent until proven guilty. However, there's a substantial amount of evidence here. And for a person like Schlepp, who goes out here and finds these predators, the risk is on him. Because if Schlepp goes out and calls somebody a predator and does not have sufficient proof of that, he can be very guilty of defamation and super liable for going out and calling people that. So they've gone out and done that research. They've gotten the evidence. They've gotten the Carfax. They've turned them over to law enforcement. Many of them have been arrested. But we're still concerned about the privacy of predators.
Yeah, it's very, for many people, something like this is very absurd. Because of privacy policies and stuff like that, apparently it's more important than,
Beyond that, what they ask is, and the response was, what people should do is report it immediately to the standard channels. Well, as you're going to see, the standard channels failed.
Yep, what I've been mentioning this whole time.
Once again, this is the response of Roblox.
And what Penguin Zero and all these others have been mentioning as well. We try to do it the right way, and it doesn't really do much of anything. If anyone remembers the scene in Avatar where they're trying to find Appa, and Aang's like, we're not going to follow the rules, and we're not asking permission. We're going to find Appa whether you want us to or not. Yeah, let's break some rules.
Reported to the standard channels. The standard channels aren't working. Minors are being preyed upon in your game. Whatever you have there is not
I know I should be taking this seriously, but sometimes you have to have a little light heart.
Sufficient to stop the harm. So this was not taken well at all. And now Roblox is facing dozens. You didn't even say hundreds. Sorry, hundreds. You got over a case filed in California, adds more than 300 lawsuits.
Yeah, they're turning this into a class action lawsuit.
Accusing the gaming giant of ignoring warnings about exploitive content failing to protect children. And that's just one single federal case. Now we have the state of Louisiana coming in. And this is massive because this is a state leveraging its power. And when you get this sort of power, it has the power to change Roblox altogether. And while Louisiana may be the first to sue, I'm very certain they won't be the last. I'm very certain other states will follow suit. So let's get into the facts of this case. So Louisiana filed this case August 14th with the state attorney general. Other states are highly likely to follow because they're suing under Deceptive and Fair Trade Practices Act, as well as the Public Nuisance and Unfair Enrichment. Now, if you've been paying attention on my channel, if you've been awake and watching my channel on other things, just talking about Twitch, talking about other platforms, I have talked about deceptive and unfair trade practices as being one of the massive regulatory hammers.
Oh yeah, in the context of Twitch, you have Twitch platforming terrorists and all that, and they don't get banned for that stuff, but you'll have people saying stuff that are fairly mild compared to the stuff that these terrorist supporters are saying, and they get like 2-week bans, whereas someone like Hamas Diddy Bin Laden Adolf Epstein Piker only gets banned for like 1 day, and that day happens to be on his day off. And that's a deceptive practice, right? If you're going to enforce the rules for some people but not others, then what's the point of having rules? I'm guessing that's what's going on here.
That a lot of companies are just asking to get hit with. So you really need to ask yourself, not just in the case of Roblox, but what other companies are failing to provide warnings, are failing to provide significant safety measures. This is something that does not just apply to Roblox, but can apply broadly across the board. And a lot of digital businesses have gotten away for years with thinking that they can just do whatever they want because it's online, right? We have protection, it's online. Well, no, you do not have protections from these sort of liabilities, these sort of regulations. You are not immune from your duty to protect minors. Law enforcement, in fact, Louisiana law enforcement arrested a predator in Livingston Parish, Louisiana, who was using Roblox with a female voice changer to lure in minors, lure them off platform, to other, Snapchat, etc. So there are tangible people being harmed. There are real people being harmed. This is not a theoretical thing. So let's get into the key accusations. The key accusations are that Roblox knowingly enabled and facilitated the systematic sexual exploitation of children across the United States.
Systematic, right? Because what happens is that, like, Roblox has this rule that you're not allowed to take people to like other sites to message them, or at least that's what I remember hearing. And what happens is that a lot of these people go to Discord, where it is on Discord that these bizarre, absurd interactions take place that lead to all this stuff happening.
Systematic. That means broadly. And that they permitted and perpetuated an online environment in which children predators thrive, directly contributing to the widespread victimization of minor children.
And because Lord knows if they lose all that money, well, what else is Roblox supposed to do? Just find a new audience?
That's deep. They deliberately failed to implement effective safety measures and failed to warn parents. So all of this goes back to deceptive and unfair trade practice. They marketed themselves as safe for kids, but in fact, they were quite the opposite. Kids were pretty much...
Yeah, and apparently one of it was the CEO or someone else that wants to implement a dating service for 17 and up, which... Why the hell would you want to implement a dating service for a children's website? It's just... unless the kids are dating each other, then I don't know if that makes any sense.
Open season on Roblox. So you can see here the procedure. This is a state case because of the rising of state law, Louisiana law. Every state has Deceptive and Unfair Trade Practices Act with slight variations. Roblox is a California-based business, but they do business in Louisiana, so jurisdiction and venue in Louisiana is proper. It is unlikely to be removed to a federal case unilaterally, meaning if Roblox tries, it's probably not going to work. Now, if several states bring these claims, it might be possible for these states to join into a federal claim or something else like that. A federal claim might be able to come out of this, but just at this point, this will be in Louisiana. Let's talk about the facts. Roblox has 6.5 million experiences. Mind that word experiences. That's kind of a single environment in which Roblox completely controls. They're free, easy to access, and designed for kids. The app, and they use this in the complaint, which I've read the entirety of, all 42 pages of it, to a digital playground. So Roblox is very comparable to a digital playground because there's no age minimum, and it is targeted for kids. In fact, of the 82.9 million daily active users, 20% are under 9 years old.
No, yeah, that was a statistic that I learned about. That's like 1 in every 5 kids basically plays Roblox to some extent.
And the majority, 56%, are under 16 years old. So this is a children's platform. This is a teen and children platform. Definitely minors here by the vast majority.
Yes, and I can vouch for that. All my siblings, half of my siblings played Roblox. I've never played Roblox, and a few of my others have never played it. But even I know, some of them were quite addicted, not gonna lie, but the only thing that one of my siblings was victim to was petty theft. And that's the extent that they've had to deal with. And of course, we were able to get their account back, so at least it never got any worse than that. I could be grateful for that.
The sign-up is a big issue. See here, the sign-up is a self-verified birthday, username, password. So it's very, very easy, very simple to bypass this. Self-reporting birthdays are the weakest of security measures. They're in fact a non-security measure because, as we all know, you can put whatever your birthday is in the past. In fact,
no shit. No, they'll all, like, YouTube requires you be 13, but that's not going to stop a 12-year-old from making an account.
Can say, I've signed up for email addresses with a different birthday, right? When I'm just too lazy, I don't want to fill it in, and I know they're not going to check, right? Everybody's done that at some point in their history, right? It's not necessarily criminal, right? However, what it does is it intentionally or recklessly allows fake birthdays, and knowing there's minors on here and there's certain content that is screened by age, it's allowing people that are older to put in that fake birthday and get into those things that should be screened for minors. Until 2024, the default settings turned off parental controls and let adults DM, direct message, private message kids. And now adults, this has been changed, but adults can still message kids with an experience. The in-game currency is called Robux and can be exchanged for avatars. Minors are often obsessed with the items for avatars, and thus predators use this mechanism to lure in children with rare items. It's created the mantra, which they talk about anything for Robux.
Shit, of course. No, you gotta get... You gotta get all that as like a sort of... I guess you can imagine like in the sort of gotcha system. Except technically in Roblox, I know that you can get whatever items and accessories that you want so long as you have the means, but...
The further facts say Roblox claims to have a zero tolerance for swearing, obscenities, messages of a sexual or violent nature, and any sort of aggressive, threatening communication. They also state that offenders will be immediately or permanently suspended. However, this is not the case. We have screenshots of...
No shit. You'll still find people doing all these things. No. You'll try to type in a word within the chat. A word that's not a swear whatsoever, and then suddenly it'll be censored for, like, what reason? But then all this other stuff still happens because, of course, it does.
Literal abuse, literal language that is horrible, disgusting in the complaint. And that's just allowed. These people are not banned. They're just running around in Roblox. And you can see here some experiences. Of course, we have escape.
Yes. This was what I saw when I was scrolling through down here. Escape to Epstein Island. when I saw that, I wanted to laugh because of how absurd the proposition of this. And then I see all this Diddy shit. What the hell is going on here? No, seriously, no. If this wasn't such a serious issue, I'd be laughing my ass off at the absurdity of these fucking games that exist. Like, I get it. It's supposed to be, like, it's supposed to dog on. It's supposed to, they're supposed to talk shit, right? These were made as a means of making fun of the people that they're about. Like this escape to, it should be Escape from Epstein Island, and I'm sure its sole purpose is just to make fun of Epstein and all these stuff. I mentioned the Who Killed Neville Peppermint obby, and shit. No, it's all absurd. The absurdity of all of this stuff is alright.
To Epstein Island. And no, it's not rated 17 plus or even 13 plus or 9 plus. It's rated for all ages.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid, guys. What are we doing?
To Epstein Island. This shows there's absolutely no due diligence here. You've got Diddy parties.
And it's rated 60%, so it's not even that good.
All over the place. Nice try, Diddy. Escape the freaky party. Diddy simulator. Road to Diddy's. Diddy party. Freaky Diddy simulator.
It's so stupid. I can't help but laugh at the stupidity of these games. The fact that people unironically play them just because. It's so, ugh.
Later, all this sort of stuff going on in Roblox. No checks, no balances.
The thing is, it's just, it's supposed to make fun of that stuff. It's supposed to make fun of these people. It's very obvious, but I don't know.
The facts are, these experiences are problematic. There's sexual simulation experiences, Escape to Epstein Island, Diddy Simulator, Diddy Party, Public Bathroom Simulator, and various racial hate simulators, which once again...
Oh, I've seen... I don't think I've seen any of those.
And all of these have no place with children. None, no place. Zero place. The causes of action are three. The Unfair Practices Act, which essentially looks at the inadequate safety and failure to notify of predators, which is deceptive, unfair, unscrupulous, and oppressive. I think this is the strongest one, as the best.
Right. Yep. I don't know what to comment on this.
A case of applying. But in the alternative, even if they don't prevail on this, they've got two more as backup, and these two are strong. The first is negligence of public nuisance, saying...
public nuisance. That's putting it lightly.
Effectively, inadequate safety and failure to provide notice was negligent and a public nuisance. This is similar to a playground or a pool that's unguarded or unwatched.
Oh, okay, I see.
People die in there, people having problems that are just openly dangerous, right? So this is very established as a digital playground. The public nuisance would definitely be applicable. Beyond that, in the alternative, they also have unjust enrichment, meaning they knowingly sold Roblox in a manner that was unfair, unconscionable, and oppressive, which once again, all these three are sterling. I think they can get it on number one, but they may get it on number two as well. And in the alternative, they've got number three. So what are they asking them to do? Number one, they're asking Roblox to stop violating the law.
Right. I'm pretty sure that's what a lot of people want. I mean, that's literally what the whole Epstein stuff is like. We want these people to just stop and turn themselves in. But you all know damn well that's not going to happen anytime soon. Eventually it may happen, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Would effectively demand a pause, a shutdown, massive updates for Roblox, once again, which would disrupt their business. Second, they want Roblox to stop saying it's safe. So they would have to go back through their platform and say, no, we're not actually safe. They would remove all reference to Roblox is safe.
And yeah, you know damn well they're not going to do that either.
Discontinue any public relations campaigns that are safe, which once again will be devastating for their audience. I mean, parents will pull out, businesses will pull out.
Yeah, that pretty much just best way to deal with something like this. Do it with your wallet. Speak with your wallet, as they say.
Advertisers, sponsors, collaborators. This is massive. And beyond that, they've got...
I think I remember seeing a video in my recommendation about some guy about a content creator who's stopped playing Roblox. Their main form of content was playing random Roblox games, and I guess unless all of this gets resolved, they're not going to be playing anything.
Money, so restitution in Louisiana, they've got attorney's fees, etc. Also civil penalties and additional damages, right? So a lot of money that could come out of Roblox, in addition to having to pretty much completely rebrand themselves as an unsafe brand. I'm going to keep an eye on this one because this one is important, it's valuable. I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next one.
This is pretty crazy. This is absurd. The absurd is the best way that I can describe all of this, but I know that this is a pretty heavy topic, but sometimes you have to do what's best for all people involved, even if it means... I don't know what it means, but y'all know what it means. But thank you guys for watching this. Make sure to like, subscribe, not only to me, but to Legal Mindset especially. He takes priority, honestly, for covering these kinds of things, and hopefully I'll see you guys on something a little less serious.